days in Ghent, Fosdem. And yeah, we were talking about going to triage some more issues, maybe, because yeah, Lee, take it over because you were explaining.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. So we've already sort of identified and started a little bit of work on. We've removed the accepting merge requests label from GitLab fairly recently, because the theory is that label was used really for the community. It wasn't used for team members. And we sort of feel that there shouldn't need to be a differentiation between when an issue is accepting merge requests from the community versus accepting merge requests from team members. It should always be open for merge requests, regardless of who those merge requests are from. So we got rid of that label, but we still have seeking community contributions, good for first-time contributors, quick win, maybe some others that I've forgotten about, but at least those three. So we definitely need to evaluate those labels and see, have they got different purposes? What are those purposes? Do we agree with them? So there's a bit more work to go on there. Then there's a definite issue with existing issues that have those labels. For contributor days yesterday and today, we kind of curated a small list. Some issues that already had those labels, and then when we come to kind of start looking at those issues, you find that either they're not relevant anymore, like it's talking about a feature that doesn't exist anymore, or a bug that's already been fixed, or in several instances they just weren't quick wins. One of them, I've reached out to a product manager because it's not exactly a breaking change, but a cosmetic change that I don't really know. I feel like 50% of people would be in favor, 50% of people would prefer to keep it as is. So that's more of a, so I've actually labeled that with planning breakdown. I'm not sure whether it should be problem validation or planning breakdown, but I've kind of relabeled that, removed the good for first-time contributors or seeking contributions or something like that, and just tried to kind of update the status. But there's a number of issues here. One is that we've got 50,000 issues in the backlog. Another is that we've got this kind of perpetual motion where, you know, everything's constantly changing. So even if we were perfect at triaging every single new issue that came in, we still would have a problem, because no sooner have we kind of triaged them, but, you know, a week, a month, a year later, they would need re-triaging potentially. On top of that, we get roughly 200 new issues a day. And I think on average, we probably manage to triage 10 to 20 of those new issues every day. So we're just getting inundated. Tanuki Stan, a nice machine learning bot, does a really good job of automatically labeling with the relevant group, and then the relevant groups do some triaging as well. So that's awesome, but we've definitely got this huge backlog, and I think it's great to think about ways that we can tackle this on think about bigger picture. I'm quite happy. We'll probably sit here and we'll just go through some issues and just have some fun looking at some old issues, closing a few, hopefully, maybe relabeling a few, whatever. That's great. But it's such a sort of drop in the ocean that we're sort of trying to think bigger picture about, yeah, what might we want to do. I know that GitLab experimented with automatically, I think, prompting issues that have been stale for a certain period, and then if there was no activity after, then another, like maybe saying there's been no activity for 6 months or a year. If you still want this looked at, then add a note. If not, we'll automatically close it in the next week or month or something. I think we tried that at one point. But there was a U-turn decision on that, so it was obviously felt like not a very, I don't know, proactive, not a very nice approach to take. Just because somebody, maybe someone used to work at a company using GitLab, they raised an issue on GitLab.com a couple of years ago. They don't work for that company anymore. They don't have that GitLab account anymore. They're not necessarily that interested, but that issue could still be valid, still be relevant. Other people might be interested. So yeah, have you got any sort of immediate thoughts you want to share, or do you want to just get down in it, and whether we want to look at ones that are already labeled with quick wins? Because I'm worried about people picking up these supposedly quick win issues and finding that they're not quick wins, and then getting frustrated, and if this is their first time contribution, that they maybe just kind of give up and don't come back, or do you want to start at the oldest issues first and just look at random ones, or front end or back end, or you tell me?
Yeah, before I start, let me just quickly change my connection because my internet is pretty bad today.
Yeah, no worries at all. Mine says 10 out of 10. I don't know if I believe it, but do you mind if I pinch your screen for us?
Yeah, go for it.
Cheers, thank you. Is it powered over?
It powers over the USB.
Nice. Thanks very much.
You can build yourself a use case to get yourself one.
I don't see how often this is gonna, but you never know. You never know. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you don't have a free USB.
Yeah, I'm sure.
USB-C there.
Sure that would do.
It should automatically fire up.
It might not be getting power over there. I might.
Otherwise. There you go.
Okay.
I've just stolen a second portable screen off of Raymond, so I thought it might make life a little bit easier.
And my connection is quite better now because you're not stuttering anymore. So okay.
Awesome.
So my only thought is, I know what the process is to decide whether or not to close an issue, because we have to make sure that the issue is actually closed. But I feel like a lot of issues that are left there and not supervised, like the issue could technically be closed because the issue has been solved, but no one goes to close it.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that not bothers me, but that there's that nice feature on the merge request that when you do, instead of mentioning an issue, you say closes. And I wonder, I kind of get why we don't close an issue right away. Sure.
No one's frustrated.
But yeah, that's
so that they get checked by the bottleneck.
So you think, that's definitely a contributing factor. I don't know that it's a huge percentage of them, but there's definitely a number that could be closed. I'm sure I'm guilty that both of us have probably delivered work that poses issues and not realized and not closed them.
Yes. And also another thing, you mentioned around 200 issues a day are created. Does that take into account also the automatic issues, for example, that are created to update?
I think it's just in the GitLab project, so it shouldn't include like QA type issues or issue triage reports, those kind of things.
Okay.
But again, that's a very finger in the air number. So put it this way: it's scales orders of magnitude higher than the number that we're triaging by hand. But Tanukistan is doing an awesome job of at least categorizing them with the relevant group, which then gets the attention for somebody else to triage. So, I'm probably exaggerating things to an extent, but we know that the backlog is growing, and as well as me trying to find an issue is challenging already, and the bigger this pot of issues gets, the harder it becomes. And if they're not labeled correctly, the ability for someone to find something to work on, or it's challenging.
Yeah, also the recently introduced, because it wasn't too much time ago, that you introduced a triage bot that leaves a comment to the author to help triage the issue. That's going to help, but that doesn't solve the problem for the backlog. Okay, so do you want to start having a look at some issues?
I'd love to. And again, hopefully it's something that a few people may watch this stream and want to share some ideas. And, maybe we'll create an issue. We'll create an issue to try and get some conversation going with the team, with the community, and see what other ideas. I know you and Nicholas kindly volunteered to help us with some more kind of merge request triaging, if that's the right term. But maybe it's something that community members are interested in. I certainly, before I joined GitLab, was really interested in looking at the oldest and most popular issues. I certainly found a few that I was able to resolve that had 100+ votes.
Like they move issues in bulk.
There you go. Do you want me to share my screen, or?
I think that would be better, because if we want to make some actions on issues, you're going to have higher privileges.
Okay, let's no, good point. See, you might have to forgive me a bit on wandering eyes, but I guess if I'm sharing my screen, it shouldn't be too bad. I've also got the screen on the wrong side, so just give me a mo. Work better. I'm sure I could have used the Mac to switch the way that I was what was left and right and so forth. Right, okay, let's try sharing. Screen there.
Okay.
Do you want to flip it to full screen?
Yes.
I know our heads get in the way a little bit, but that shouldn't be too bad. Right, cool, perfect. So where shall we start? Get that project. Issues. So how do you fit? Do you want to look at ones labeled with quick win, or good for new contributors, or just oldest, or anything?
I am curious about how many there are with quick wins and good for new contributors.
Okay, so let's look individually first. 120. That's achievable in an hour, right, Marco?
Well,
330. Okay.
Well, it would still take a whole week to triage all these issues.
I suspect more than that, to be honest. So what's quite nice, I've currently got it sorted by popularity. So we can see, I mean, not hugely, but a couple that we could maybe start with. All I'm interested in is having a look and seeing if we agree. It may well be that if there are areas that are outside of our kind of comfort zone, that we might not believe that they're quick wins, but somebody that is kind of does work in that field, it might be a quick win. But but let's have a quick look.
I think try to have a look at the second one at quick win to run a pipeline, because a quick action, not quick win, because I feel like if that doesn't have enough information, could be quite not difficult, but not too easy.
So I seem to recall that I've looked at this on front-end pairing with GitLab team members not that long ago. So I'm just going to have a look if there's any recent activity.
Yeah.
Or a merge request potentially. So
there's already a draft. Oh,
a year ago. So let's see if I'm going to then see if there was then maybe a follow-up, because I had a feeling that...
Oh, it's quite recent actually, 4 hours ago.
Okay, I made small progress today on this. Okay, so the main thing is that this is definitely not good for new contributors. That's all that's important, I think, at this stage.
That's true, and I think we also should filter out the issues that are already assigned to someone.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's have a look. I don't know that there'll be that many, but let's see. What I should have done is probably open that in a new tab. But yeah, that's awesome to see that it's got some traction.
Yeah.
So next. Should be able to use NuGet package repository with the following command.
If you're doing several changes on a single page or in a single area of the work, it's probably fine to keep that.
So I don't know without looking at this how quick that is, but I do believe that could be something that wouldn't be obscenely complex. Have you got an immediate thought as to how complex, without us diving into code, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really have a strong opinion on this because I'm not too familiar with how this works, how the NuGet package repository works.
All I suspect is that there's currently multiple ways of doing authentication, and
yeah,
I suppose it's maybe not super quick and simple, but I think that you could probably analyze how authentication is currently handled, and add in this mechanic wouldn't be overly complex. But yeah. I don't think we're in a position to make a judgment call, so I would be tempted for us to leave this one.
Yeah, the only slightly difficult bit might be how to support another authentication method, because the proposal is to add a new authentication option.
So let me just understand. No, I think you can already authenticate with a token, but you have to put it in. Oh, I don't know now. Now you're making me wonder. Because somebody's saying about a workaround by generating a NuGet config.
Yeah, this is also 2 years ago. I wonder if they already did something about this.
Oh, here we go. So, this is awesome. It's almost got a bit of a kind of implementation notes on it, which is awesome. So I think that makes it a reasonably good. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, my only question is, do I add the quick win label to it as well? Or are they synonymous, or are they not? What do you think?
Since you have Raymond behind you, I think last week we talked about this, and good for new contributors should all become quick win.
Okay, cool. Cool. So for now, until we combine them, we're gonna go with both or neither, essentially.
Exactly.
Cool. Love it. We'll try and be as prompt as we can on them. So, 18. I suppose I should stick to one list, shouldn't I? I shouldn't jump backwards and forwards. Now, is there any way? Should I add a comment or do something like? Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Forgive me. I was looking at when it was created, but I can see which ones we've processed sort of by when it was. Yeah, awesome. Okay.
This is quite active because I'm subscribed to this one and I'm getting updates.
It's active, but does it look straightforward? Do you know?
This is one of the issues that we found for the contributor days, if I remember correctly.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
should be able to tell by.
This one is only exposing a new API. It should be pretty straightforward because it's only a get to expose. It shouldn't be too difficult. So yeah, I think that good for new contributors should be pretty good.
So my only question is that we're currently refining. So I find that hard to believe. When was that label added? It was only added 4 days ago. Okay.
That means familiar with that label.
I mean, I'm not familiar, but to me, it suggests it's something that the manage stage or the integrations group are kind of currently trying to add some clarity or detail, refine so that it's more ready to be worked on. But from what you've told me, it sounds like it's in a pretty good state already.
Yeah.
Cool. Add support for AWS secret set. Now that does not sound like a quick win to me, but maybe I'm not in a good position to.
Yeah, syntax and runner. No, this is not a quick win. Not for me, at least.
Yeah, true.
I wonder if this is the right place, because we're talking of both updating the CI syntax and the runner.
It's hard because I would say it almost stretches across multiple projects.
Yeah,
I think this probably is the right place for it, because most people that are I'm looking for something to do with GitLab. Like I want GitLab to do something more different. This is the project I'm going to look at. I'm probably not going to go to the runner project. So
true. Is there a GitLab runners label or something like that?
I'm sure there must be.
Category runner.
Yeah, I don't know much about. Yeah, I don't really know enough about these.
Yeah, well, I think that.
But again, it's not a good one. So
yeah.
Wow, this doesn't sound like one either. But hey,
And this is another one that we picked for the contributor days.
Oh, really?
Yes, because
the description initially sounds majorly, but maybe that's because Kubernetes scares me. I don't know.
No, it's because we talked about this with Raymond. It's mainly because there's already something existing that you can kind of copy and paste. And if you know enough about Terraform and mainly Terraform, you should be able to get away with this without too many problems.
Cool. Okay. Nobody see, so I've added the quick win label and blames it on me then.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is interesting because obviously our view of the world is slightly skewed, right? So yeah, add labels filled.
And yeah, this is another one that I think we talked about last week, and I'm pretty sure that we had a look at this in a previous pairing session with Andrew.
Yes. So what we did is we added the due date field. We also identified and confirmed that you could use quick actions, and we updated the docs to say that you could use quick actions. But yeah, so this is an interesting one. So let's just see what the latest 11 months. So it's not hugely. Yeah, so I spoke to at least one wider community member yesterday. So funnily enough, because the first issue on our curated list was about, I think, fixing the docs where the CSV import docs mention due underscore date in one place and due date with a space in another place. And I think two people picked up that same issue and started working on it. But one of them was asking, how do I know which one's right and which one's wrong? And just, yes, kind of asking some questions. And it was a really interesting conversation because my suggestion was to find the docs, look at Git blame, and look. And it was really amusing because I immediately knew that it was us that introduced this functionality. So I knew that my name was going to be next to it and I was going to be to blame. But the important thing was that was going to allow us to link through to the relevant commit and the relevant merge request.
Yes.
And within that merge request, we could see exactly which files were changed and how they were changed. And I sort of said to this person, right, I know that another community member has already updated the docs or has an MR open to update the docs, but how would you feel about introducing a new field? But then I remember why we chose due date. Do you remember?
Due date with the space and not with the underscore?
No, not why we named it as such, but why we didn't choose labels or weight or epic or assignees or whatever.
I don't remember what I ate yesterday, so no, I don't.
So weight is an enterprise field, so like that has its complexities. Labels are a one-to-many relationship, and labels also need to exist in order to add them. All the other fields, when you start thinking about them, have complexities, and due date was the one that we could immediately identify that it's a one-to-one relationship. It's you don't have to create another object or entity. It was a reasonably straightforward one to do. The labels one, I mean, due date you could have done with a quick action, I suppose, but also like once we confirmed that you could use quick actions, I know it's a bit ugly, but once we confirmed you could use them, I think it maybe made us take our foot off the gas a little bit. But I should see if anyone's.
Yeah.
There you go. So at least somebody has already said that there is a sort of workaround. I feel like this should be the answer. It just needs to be documented. Access all the issue related quick. Okay, so I am going to.
If the documentation is updated.
Yes, exactly. GitLab CSV import.
In 15.2, it was almost 1 year ago.
Quite some time. We added the So
I wonder if we could close this one even.
I wouldn't close it because I do think there's value in having columns for more specific bits and bobs. My concern or interest is how I don't feel like it's an EE feature. I don't think it's got anything to do with Hacktoberfest. So what I'm interested, concerned about is the complexity in the one-to-many relationship. So do you comma delimit them? Do you, if you use double quotes are also special in a CSV file, so that's going to break things. Do you therefore use backticks or single quotes? Or so I'm inclined to remove this good for new contributors label. Also, if the label does or doesn't already exist, do we create it or do we error? Or
and if the label is a scoped one, that's only available on the premium and up tier.
It is, but you can create a label with 2 colons in it regardless. So I'm not too concerned by that. But yeah, I think I'm going to remove that. And I don't know. So were there any other things, or is it really just that?
Mainly yes. Yeah, I can't think about.
Am I overcomplicating it? Because I guess the first iteration we could just, okay, if it doesn't exist, it doesn't get added. But no, I think somebody's going to have to do some work to find out. Yeah,
we could try to figure out how we want to implement this, and then after we do an implementation plan, we could mark it as good for new contributors once again.
Good, potentially. That's what I'm looking for. Once we've completed some more investigation. So do you think it needs does that necessarily mean that someone's currently or it needs
design feature
problem? It's not really problem. I would say I don't know if this means it's currently happening or it needs this.
Can you try to add it and go to preview and over it?
I like your thinking. Yeah, it needs this. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily happening. Awesome. Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, this one also had an weight added to it.
Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of that as well, because this is, I literally just had this conversation that our quick win, good for new contributor, and weight 1 all exactly the same thing.
And you can remove seeking community contributions.
No, I don't see the need for that, because my theory is that every single issue in the entire issue tracker is seeking community contributions. There's
yes,
yeah,
that's why I thought we wanted to remove it.
yeah. Oh no, yeah. But until we consciously do that, I think I'm not going to selectively. Okay, so that's interesting. The next one is almost identical. I'm not sure if you want to jump on.
Maybe what's the topic?
We're just going through and triaging issues, but I'll probably nip to lunch in a minute, so you could potentially take over if you want.
Okay, maybe. Yes.
Have you got a headset with you, or?
No, I didn't.
This one's over here, so do you want still this? Yeah, cool. Okay, if you want to maybe join, the link's on Discord, and then I'll hand the. I guess you caught that, Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Handing you over in a moment, so I don't end up starving. So support. Yeah, we'll just look at this one and then go from there. Support more fields. So yeah, first of all, did we leave any? So what we got? If any of the customers develop. So it doesn't look like we'd left any particular notes on here. About 20 fields that can be stored with an issue. Issue option. We're going to triage this last one, then we'll go get some lunch. So accessory located. Choose any time. I think we need to know which.
I know Marco's working through his lunch, but he's now working through my lunch too.
Nope.
And that's a very dangerous place to be.
Did you finish all the cookies?
No, we have loads of. We'll mail you some. So with this one, yeah, I think what we need is. Oh, has someone already done it? So it is a workaround, but I really want to know which fields. One thing.
I think this is just a more general case of the previous one.
True. Well, we know that hasn't been done yet. Relational fields. Yes. Now to validate. Timing. Ignore if the related entity doesn't exist. Does that sound fair, or?
Yeah. Do you want to mention the other one that's related?
I suspect that they're already related, but I shouldn't jump to conclusions. So this one was 26968. 26968, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also other ones that are already closed. For example, the assignee field, and yeah.
Oh, so I wonder why they're closed. But I'm not going to look at that. Do you think I should remove?
Same story as before. I think that this one needs some
investigation and cool. Awesome. Okay. I'll leave you in Lauren's capable hands then.
Okay.
I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, Marco.
Thanks to you. Have a good lunch.
I don't know if Marco has access for editing.
You don't, but
we can add comments.
You don't want my audio. You could exactly, and quite easily when when I get back. Do you need a USB-C hub or? Yeah.
No.
Hello there.
Okay. I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Oh, what do you want to do?
That's a good question. We can continue to review the issue, but we cannot modify the labels.
Yeah, that's the thing that it's making me say that we maybe.
Or we can just add comments and tag Lee.
Good point. We can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
There is an URL with the pre-filter, or it's just the new.
Yeah, let me. Do you want me to share my screen so that we can?
Maybe it's easier because I take time to type in English.
Okay. Okay. Let me go to the right page then. Come on. So we were looking at issues with label good for new contributors.
That's a good plan.
Okay. Sort by popularity. So we have the same sorting option. And okay, let me share my screen then. Okay, keep in mind that, yeah, I could manage half an hour or so.
Okay.
Okay, and we are back on trading issues.
Yes.
So this was the next one on the list. Let's have a look. Add an API to infrastructure registry in order to support renewable for Terraform modules.
I have no clue.
No clue whatsoever. But there is some notes about how to implement these changes. And yeah, I don't really know. Let's see. Victor added the good for new contributors 1 year ago. And someone actually wanted, yeah, someone actually wanted to work on this. I need to expand our experience. Yeah, there's some implementation already in here. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, this has some more.
Maybe it's already tackled.
Yeah, in fact, let's have a look at this one. This is merged and module provide endpoint download. Does this solve? Implements only that endpoint, but there were some more implemented. Provider download. Yeah, I think the SMR only referred to one of those endpoints.
The still okay.
So yeah, I think that we could leave this one as is.
There are no latest comment like any blocker or...
No, there's no blocks in here, just missing someone to finish working on this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this would be good as is. Let's move to the next. Oh, this is a good one to ask Timo. GitLab manages Terraform state, file not deleted with CI job token. So I think that this has to do, yeah, we have an implementation guide, and yeah, this is pretty straightforward because we just have to update the permissions on the job token. So
a good one.
yeah, this is definitely a good one too. It's also quite recent.
Oh. Okay, that's why it's so well documented. It was made on purpose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is good as is. Perfectly fine. And this is another Terraform related issue. Terraform include policy checks for Terraform. This is, I don't know anything about Terraform, so
Me also.
this is right with Terraform Cloud. Oh, I'm pretty sure that because we talked about this, and
It's on the list.
Yeah, should be on the list because I asked Victor, and that should be the 205913. Yeah, that's only about adding some more documentation. So
Keep it.
Yeah, that should be pretty good to go. Yeah, proposal only a documentation on how to use the tool. So yeah, that should be good for new contributors. And this is another one that we triaged during last week, and it's kind of complicated because this could be broken down into more issues because it's there are multiple places doing multiple different things, and this is kind of a summary of what should be
All
done.
the problem. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we were thinking about making this an epic and break it down
Split it.
into,
Yeah.
but we can't do it. So let me check because I think I left a note already for Leo, for Raymond about this one. Check if it's still open. Yeah, it's this one. No, I think that we could leave a note in here for
to promote it as an epic.
Yeah, let's see.
Because I don't know if it's that one, but I met often one issue related to some settings. Add settings to set if you want 24 hour or by I don't know the word when it's only maximum 12 EM PM or the 24.
Oh, okay. consistent organization. I'm going to leave our trusty lead ticket, and also Raymond, because we talked about this. Okay. Next one.
Terraform.
This is all Terraform related.
I definitely need to have the basic knowledge about it.
Yeah, I kind of know what it does, but I don't know how it works. So, no, this is a bug that has a bug in its definition. Possible fixes. Huh.
Looks simple.
It looks simple, but I don't know. I don't know if there has been any discussion with. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Tor already had a look, and this should be good to go. I mean, he's the PM for configure, and also, yeah, he is also taking care of Terraform. So I'm pretty sure he chose the right labels.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is another one that can stay as is. Okay. These should be an easy one, because there are some Rubocop offenses that are listed in on the Rubocop to basically fix the cops that got added later on, and this should be only about removing those to-dos on the list. And we split and completed. We can. I wonder if this can actually closed.
Yeah, because there are a lot of merge requests attached.
Yeah, because they broke down the fixing Rubocop issues into multiple.
It's like an epic.
Yeah, kind of. And yeah, I wonder if we could promote this to an epic, but yeah, it doesn't really maybe make too much sense, because yeah, I've created to alert list of merge requests. Okay, there's some more cops that look like they're missing. I wonder if that list could be updated. Let's see the last interaction on this. Oh boy.
They still have. But I know that this kind of ticket is usually tackled during a hackathon. Because they are easy and increase the number of merge requests.
Yeah, but also there's some And there's a comment from Peter last week. I wonder if we should clean up remove file from several locations and not only on Robocop to do on a regular basis. A periodic job to submit an MR removing orphaned entries should be sufficient. I wonder, because
No, they are generate.
yeah, but this issue was about removing the cops that got fixed. So there should be another issue
For the
about
new one.
fixing the cops. And then I'm going to ask Peter. And if we because I don't think that this issue is. I think we could be good to close this one because there's the other one to actually list the cops that needs fixing, and this issue is only about removing the fixed cops from the to-do list.
That's sorry.
Ciao, ragazzi.
Hi, Christos.
And
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
add one related to the automation.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
The specific one.
Yeah, should change this issue into create the automation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they want to do. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, because I think this issue could be closed, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
And anyway, it's like a dynamic issue. It's not very good for starting.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from that, a dynamic issue, I don't really like dynamic issues because they will never get closed. Because you have an issue listing some things that you fix and then you add some more things. Yeah.
That's why the Epic is the best solution for now. And just add issue related to some file and you can manage it.
Exactly. So, .NET for support for SAST. I think this is already a thing. .NET 4.
A year ago.
But I am pretty sure that GitLab SAST.NET 4. No, that's the issue. .NET framework .NET. Oh yeah, because that's also the difference between .NET framework and .NET Core. .NET 4 support is limited.
Okay.
Use the same graph-based scanner if you need .NET 4 support, which is this one. Okay, so let's have a look at on the issue if they talked about this. Yeah, because they need Windows runners in order to actually use it. Yeah, I don't think this is actually a good for new contributors, because if they want to add the support, they have to figure out how to make it work with Windows, and that's not working on GitLab at the moment. But they also introduced Windows runners recently, so quite recently, not that long ago. Yeah, I'm going to leave a
comment to the
let's see. This is the group static analysis. I'm going to ping the PM for this and ask. Static analysis group. And the PM is Connor Gilbert. Okay. Good. Open new contributor. For .NET users or environment. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I don't really know. And one thing that I forgot, let's check when they added the good for new contributors. Yeah, 1 year ago.
And without comment. That's because there are no explanation to implementation or plan described.
Exactly. That's one thing. So is it can it be broken down? Do this because there's a workaround using the semgrep, but that doesn't cover the security code scan. So yeah, I think that we'll see how we see the answer.
Do we keep it, the label on the ticket?
Well, since I can't remove it, yes.
That's true.
This is similar to something that we had a look before with Lee. Vaults, Active Directory, Secrets Engine. I don't know enough about this. Okay, so who did add the label? Okay, Victor. But proposal, update the CI syntax. Yeah, I don't think this is good for new contributors.
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm not too sure, because if you know what you're doing, I mean, if you are a contributor that knows how these things work, it can be good for you, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I don't have enough experience with this to know. I think we could leave it as is, and maybe ask Victor for some informations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's ask him. Okay. Let's see if, yeah, I think that this is not really a good for contributors, but we'll see if it
Yeah.
if Victor agrees. We'll see the label go. Last one, and then I have to run. Oh,
Okay.
this one at milestone field to issues. Yeah, there's a lot of issues about CSV imports. We don't have much documentation around geosync status on geonodes. Oh boy. Well, if it's only about adding documentations,
Makes sense. It's technical writing.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
yeah. Implementation guide. Edit and describe what the various page components mean. I mean, this is technically easy.
Yeah, and I guess because the all documentation was it was part of the previous hackathon.
Yeah, true. And
they did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, technically, I think this is good for new contributors because you only have to update some documentation. The difficult part is knowing how to document the things because you have to know how Geo works.
And is the Geo is part of the premium feature, you need to have access of it.
Good point.
And that's what is tricky. But it's a good to learn.
Well, the label was added 2 weeks ago from Achilles, and yeah, I think this might be a good one. You only have to know to have the background to be able to write the documentation and the knowledge. Yeah,
Yeah, and the code review for documentation normally usually is helping a lot.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm tempted to leave this one as is. I mean, we could ask Achilles, but
I think it's good.
Yeah,
the main blocker for me is more about the Geo topic.
Because 2 weeks ago, when the label was added, also the implementation guide was included. So yeah, we can leave it as is. Okay. And with this, I unfortunately have to go back to the office. So, let's see if I can capture it on. I have that. He's
what's trying? Oh yeah, is the light?
Yeah.
It's your watch.
Yeah, exactly. I have a sun ray coming in from the window, and he's getting crazy over that.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, have fun.
You too. Thanks.
Yeah. So I wish I was able to join you live, but yeah,
The next time
next time. Yeah, absolutely.
in Italy.
So, yeah. I might try to organize an event in here. Will AI take over? I just saw that we had some comments.
Already.
Yeah. Will AI take over all the coder jobs? Chatbot can write code now. How will that impact coders? No, that I don't think that chat will ever take over the developers, because one thing is writing code and one thing is writing good code and actual relevant code, because if you have a problem, you also have to know how to solve it. I don't think that a robot or AI will be able to that
To do not what I see. Maybe in few iteration, but currently it's not the case.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in the future, but not in my lifetime. I hope so.
Yeah, maybe. But you need people to develop the robot.
Yeah, you need people to develop the robot, and it obviously can learn looking at other code. But that's the thing, it's trained on code that was already written. If you have to write something new, how would it know what to write, how to write? Yeah. I mean, there's some reasoning behind writing code.
Yeah, but maybe for some automation task it will help, and as a buddy on your IDE.
That's definitely true. For example, a couple of weeks ago, Lee was trying to make ChatGPT write specs for the backend, and it kind of worked. It just needed some tweaking. But the thing is that you have to ask specific questions on what to generate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing that's making me not saying, yeah, we will have to find another job.
No, not soon.
Exactly. Well, anyway, I have to go now. It was a pleasure. Yeah.
See you next time. Thank you.
Say hi to everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.